Came out of the house to collect pine straw this morning for a job I'm going to do right now, and was caught by the pleasant aroma of privet hedge blooming, and it smells so good. I'll just come back here, grab me a couple handfuls of smoker fuel. Got the last of this season's nukes sitting here ready to go. I got quite a few people calling wanting to know if I've got nukes left. I'm getting to where I only do pre-sales because I get, like last year, I made more nukes than I needed, and it kills my ability to raise queens, as many queens. Y'all, Pete and I have been working on a bunch of weekend houses lately, and I'm at another one. Here's the elevator to the house. It's right on the water. Look at all them ligustrum bushes in bloom. Stepped out the door this morning and smelled nothing but privet hedge in my yard. Boy, it smelled good. I'm happy to see it too. It makes my nukes just want to bust open. But man, we got a ton of cutouts on these weekend homes here lately. And this is a beautiful house. It sat vacant for quite a while. They just purchased it and got bees in it after they purchased it, I think. But look at that view. And I ain't trying to show you everybody's business, but you know, sometimes you just gotta see a pretty house. Right now, we're dealing with bees right next to the elevator shaft. Got a little bit of rot in the corner of the soffit. The bees are getting in the corner here, corner over here. I got heat signature all the way here, but the main source of the heat's right in the center of that joist section. So I'm gonna come back here and mark my joist. I can see my nails cut along this trim. Shouldn't be a terrible job, and great part is it's like 7 foot. Give them a little smoke before we open them. I don't think that's gonna make it up in there very well, but maybe we'll get a little smoke up in there. If we can get a tool right here and open it from the back side. Entrance is over here. We're on the back side of the hive. And I think I've got us cut all the way around. Over here is a little questionable on the wall because I had to contour around the brick, but I got it. All right, this is gonna take a little snatching right here. I think it's still attached to this corner I'm on. Jeez, right. Boy, this is a big one. Oh yeah, for a new colony, it's big. It must have been a huge swarm. Yes, sir. Big swarm. How about that for a fresh new colony? See how white that comb is? That tells you it's new. They got brood in there. Tells me it's been there for a couple weeks. It's capped. Been in there for 3 weeks at least. Had to have enough time to build out that much comb, get it laid up, and get it capped. 2.5 weeks maybe. But that was a big old swarm that moved in here to make something that big in that short amount of time. See if we can't find the queen in this big mass. She's up in here somewhere. Now that's beautiful. Now I put a hood on while I opened it, but I ain't been so much as bumped. And where I blew smoke in, it didn't even get to them. So they're just chill. And it's overcast and windy, so these are some really chill bees. this might be some to put up and watch and maybe graft from next year, depending on how they do this year. Judging how they're doing right now, I'd say this could be some good stock right here. Didn't have to use it, but always got it with me. Vented Guardian 3-layer jacket, and it's been a beautiful day, and these bees have just been so nice. And it really is, I mean, the weather is just hit and miss. It's 13-mile-an-hour winds according to the weather. We are with the queen. I'm going to go ahead and put her in the vac so she can join everybody else. She's not going through the hose. I'll pull the hose, drop her in the vac, and put the hose back on. Yo, Mr. Ed, they ain't dead no more. Let's go downstairs and sack up that honey and put it away in the refrigerator so these folks can enjoy some extremely tasty but wet honey. It's got to go in the fridge or a freezer, or it's definitely going to ferment before they get back over here. Alright, kick my shoes off so I don't track honey all over the house. Make sure there's plenty of room in the fridge. This stuff really is, does have a really nice flavor to it. There's a few pollen cells, that's what the dark is in there. But that won't matter to most people. Certainly doesn't matter to me. It's like sacking up fish fillets to go in the freezer. I see one bee in there. I thought I got all the bees out of it. There's another bee in there. That's how you know it's real raw honey. Got a couple bees in it. Looks good. Well, that's it for this one. I'm wrapping things up, not doing any repairs on this one. I got some rot damage I need to take care of. But I want to show you this tree one more time up close. It's obviously had a deck up against it for a good many years. Let me back up so I can get kind of a full view of this thing. That is a big old tree. Big old cypress. I had to get up early this morning and take care of some things from last night that I didn't get done when I got home. I didn't dump those bees out of the vac cage, so I have to put together box for them to go in. I'm going to pull a frame out of something else to throw in a nuke box because I don't have any real clean waxed foundation. So I'm going to pull a frame real quick, set up a nuke box and dump them. And then I've got some virgin queens that I have to take care of just in these JZBZ cages and open banked, and they're all I forgot to cover the candy plug on them, so most of them are about chewed through on the candy plug. If they get through one of them, the rest of them are done. So they would probably get through multiple at the same time, but if I get through one, the rest of them will kind of be left alone. This is a nuke that I don't intend on letting go anytime soon, so I can afford to rob a frame out of it. Take one of these outside frames. It looks pretty good and dark. The darker the better for anchoring bees to a new setup. The nice feed frame is heavy with honey, and it's a dark old brood frame, which is good. Get up under here and get a nuke box without a warped lid on it. I've got one sitting out here already, but the lid is warped on it. I've already put bees in it one time and they left, even though I had the doors closed on it. The lid's so warped they were able to get out from under it, and they took off. Just probably about a 1-to-1 mix. I didn't measure it. I just dumped about that much. It's probably less than 1-to-1 mix sugar in there, and just dump water in it and mix it up. The frames are sitting on top of the pile of bees. As they climb up them, the frames will start to sink down a little bit. And I've got so much sugar water on them, they're taking their sweet time climbing up. There's not a lot of weight on them. It's not bothering them a whole lot. But I will have to make sure the bulk of them are out from under the frames before I shut this up for sure. This frame here is almost settled all the way down. As the bees under the frame come out and get on the frames, it makes the frames heavier, which causes it to sink into the pile of bees, and also causes the bees to want to move out from under it. So it's kind of a dual action thing. They get out from under it, get on the frames, it gets heavier, it sinks in, and the more of them don't like the pressure, it's almost all the way down. I wouldn't do this with heavy drawn out frames like this honey frame here, because you just crush them and they'll lay down in there and suffocate. Because I get, like last year, I made more nukes than I needed and more than I sold, and it kills my ability to raise queens. as many queens. And so I think next year all of my nukes are going to be pre-sale. If you don't prepay, pre-order, I'm not doing nukes. I'm going to start doing queens. I can run queens most of the year or most of the season and net profit more money than a single nuke sale. And that also comes with the benefit of less time out of my schedule, because if I produce say 50 or 100 queens at a time, I can sell all those to one person. So I'm not having to meet with, if I sell 50 nukes, I might be meeting with 40 different people to get 50 nukes, or 30 people. I've got to schedule all that and meet with these people, and most of them are new beekeepers needing guidance, and I don't mind giving them guidance, but sometimes it takes up a lot of time. So as opposed to meeting with 30 different people and maybe spending 20 minutes to 45 minutes with 15 of them, I can just run queens and pull all of them at one time. Everybody that got mated well and is laying well gets shipped off to one person. It's a commercial beekeeper. He don't have questions. We don't have to spend 2 hours on the phone figuring out what happened to one queen or whatever. It's just less headache for me. Not headache. It's less time out of my schedule, which time out of my schedule equates to headaches, because I've got a lot to keep up with. So nuke sales for me is a dwindling thing. Not super interested in doing that much anymore. On top of the fact that every year I get one person that just is a nightmare to deal with. Sun will move in a little bit, and then there'll come some heavy clouds. Look like it's going to rain, but there's no rain in the forecast. So maybe I'm not looking at barometric pressure and all that. Maybe it's just a sunny day to them.